What's up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame as the Lakers get set to face the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road today. So, this is the last game right before All-Star break, and it's going to be really hard to get this victory, so I had to throw on the jacket today, as you guys can see. Andrew Wiggins, Karl-Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler, who has made probably the most impact from any free agents thus far. What's up, guys? Welcome to the live stream. So far, Jimmy Butler has taken this team to the next level. They currently one of the top 4 teams in the West, and you know it's crazy because who would have thought they would have made that kind of leap, right? I mean, we see Karl-Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, huge talents. I mean, they're gonna be the next ones to have the torch in this league as superstars. And the addition of Jimmy Butler gives me hope as a Laker fan that, in the future, if we potentially add Paul George and or another free agent, we can also make that leap. So that's the beauty of the NBA, is that right now we're down. However, one great addition to the team can make a world of difference, and that's what Jimmy Butler has done for Tom Thibodeau and the Minnesota Timberwolves, just taking them to the next level. So tonight it is going to be tough, man, because the Minnesota Timberwolves have been on a tear lately. Like I said, they're one of the top 4 teams in the West, and they continue playing like this, they're looking to make some noise in the postseason. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Had to throw on the jacket today, give us the best chance of victory. Little update for you guys. Looks like Channing Frye is out due to personal reasons, so we won't have him available. But yes, we will have Isaiah Thomas and the rest of the crew, minus Lonzo Ball, of course, who's not going to be back till after All-Star break. Well, yeah, man, with all this noise that's been going on, I hope the Lakers can just strap down and focus on the defensive end tonight, because we're seriously going to need this victory, and we need to go in to the All-Star break with some momentum here, because we lost it a little bit. So it's tough. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think the Lakers have a good chance of winning tonight on the road? Going to be a tough game, I'm telling you guys. Karl-Anthony Towns is going to eat. Very similar to what Anthony Davis did last night. We have no rim protection still. Hopefully Julius Randle can go toe-to-toe with him and on the offensive end at least, and give it to him, But let's see what happens, guys. Dan, I'm worried about tonight's game. I see you, Matt. How you doing, brother? Yeah, you should, man. You should be worried. This is a very tough team. They're one of the rising teams in the NBA, and like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's crazy what a difference one All-Star can make for your team. Adding him to the young core was just plus of course good coaching by Tom Tibbs, who always preaches defense. So very excited for that future young core, but I'm even more excited for our core. And I think just adding 1 star to 2 stars, well, it's going to do wonders for our team. I mean, just look what it has done to Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson. All of a sudden, their game is just it's just taking off ever since they joined LeBron and the Cavs. So it's crazy how good role players and young star players can look alongside a real good veteran or even a star player, right? It just elevates everybody's game when the player is really good. So I feel like Jordan Clarkson and Nance, now they have to elevate their games to match LeBron's expectations. So that's the thing about having a superstar, is that all of a sudden young players and everybody, they're more on edge because they don't want to anger the big dog in the locker room. So it is what it is. But I think the Lakers, like I said, we have a bright future. If we can add a star or 2 in the next couple of years, we're going to be great, man, in great shape, because we have a young, bright core. Almost like I'll tell you, a lot of teams have built through the draft recently, and the Thunder built through the draft, the Warriors built through the draft, the Timberwolves for the most part have rebuilt through the draft ever since that they traded away KG. It started with Kevin Love, then they turned that into Andrew Wiggins and Karl Towns, and so that's my hope. We're starting to learn the blueprint for a successful NBA franchise. We have built through the draft. We have our future cornerstone pieces in Kuzma and Brandon Ingram, and hopefully Lonzo and Josh Hart. So the pieces are in place. All we need now is to put the rest together. We need the proper veterans to come in here and help. Either veterans or stars, either one. But we need the ones that actually lead by example and contribute, in contrast to Luol Deng and Brook Lopez and KCP. So we need the complete opposite. And let's see if we can get it, man. Dan, have you listened to Alonzo Ball's album? Not yet. I heard like a little smidget of a couple of the tracks, like a little piece, but on Spotify, but I haven't heard the whole thing. So if you guys know where I can listen to the whole thing, that'd be great. I am curious to see what he dropped. We all know this new generation is into trap, so I don't expect much from it, but I mean, he has a decent rapping ability. Dan, you need to wear that jacket at midnight when free agents start July 1st. You bet. You bet I'm putting it on, man. And I'm also going to be wearing my lucky Mamba snake I recently purchased. So hopefully, you know, I'm suited and booted and ready to go, man. Dan, is LeVar really going to get so traded? We don't know. We don't know. It's going to be up to Magic Johnson and Rob. But at the end of the day, it's not helping him to continue flapping his gums. That's all I'm saying. He brings us negative media attention that we don't need right before free agency. So that was my only gripe about it. I really don't take him serious as a person. But like I said, it's just not a good look. Instead of getting LeBron in free agency, we should get a center. I mean, DeAndre Jordan is out there. However, the type of money he probably wants to command, we shouldn't throw his way because he's too one-dimensional. He can defend and basically catch lobs and rebound. That's about it. He can't really score, hit free throws. He's going to be a liability come playoff time. So I'm not too sold on him. Hey, Dan, because of LeVar said, do you think we should trade Lonzo on draft night for Trae Young? No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't trade Lonzo just yet, especially not for Trae Young. I'm not a huge believer in Trae. I prefer lengthy athleticism that Lonzo has, you know, and the jumper is going to come along. So I'm not worried about Lonzo's game. However, we have about 4 years to decide what we want to do with Lonzo. So right now we're good for now. When does the game start? It starts at 6 Pacific time. So in about, 38 minutes around there? Or 48 minutes? Sorry, 48 minutes. Dan, if Jabari Parker was a free agent, would you pay him? I mean, he has a huge injury history, but it depends what kind of money he's going to command on the market. If it was anywhere from mid-level to above mid-level, yeah, I'd take a gamble on him. I like Jabari Parker. Super athletic. He can hit that mid-range. People compare him to Carmelo Anthony, but he actually plays defense, so I do like Jabari. But I'm not sure. It's going to be up to Magic and Rob. Dan, do you think B.I. made Zoe expandable? No. The only actual player I would trade Lonzo Ball for is like a Damian Lillard type player. Somebody who's going to elevate your franchise right away. But even still, man, I love Zoe, and I feel like he's going to be a special player, so... Trae Young is cold, though. He's cold, but his game reminds me a lot of Buddy Hield's game in college. Will it translate to the next level? Who knows? He could be a streak shooter for all we know. He's undersized. He doesn't have athletic gifts. He does have speed, however. But, a lot of the stuff he throws up around the basket is going to get blocked at the next level. So he's going to have to learn how to change pace and defense is going to be an issue for him because he's a little bit undersized. We are now trending towards 6'5" point guards, right? You have the Alfred Paytons, Lonzo Balls, D'Angelo Russells of the world, the Jordan Clarksons. So it's kind of tough drafting, especially with a high draft pick, drafting somebody who's a little bit shorter, at the point guard. So I don't know. Trae Young is too tiny. He is going to get exposed bad in his first 2 years until he develops. And I'm not even ready to go out and say that neither. I'm not going to say he's going to get exposed because he does seem to have a very, very great jump shot, which is going to vote well for him at the next level. However, all the other attributes, I don't know if they will translate over. So we need this game tonight. Yes, we do, Greg. It would be great to get a victory, going into the All-Star break. We won't see a game till like late next week. So it'll be great to get some momentum here. The West is stacked, and teams are starting to just ball out in the West, especially towards the bottom of the AC bracket. So we're going to need as many games as we can get. Nah, man, I believe in this jacket. Win or lose, I believe in it. It's way above 500, so I'm happy. Like I said, this jacket is 9-1. I'd be happy. I wouldn't mind if it went 9-2. However, I believe it'll go 10-1 tonight. Game is going to depend on Luke's rotations and defense. We seriously need to step up our defensive efforts, especially the first unit. They've been starting off slow. They're not pushing the pace, and we've been getting destroyed on screen and rolls. So we need to fix that for reals. Dan, who has been more disappointed, KCP or Lopez? I'd have to say KCP because I was a big fan of his when he played for Detroit. He would never jack up crazy shots the way he's doing here. So I feel like he's playing for a contract, and that kind of threw off his game. As well as he has been gambling too much on defense again. I feel like he's trying to pad his stats and get some steals. So instead of playing for the team and helping us win, he's actually hurting us by only trying to pad his stats. As far as Brook Lopez, he's just soft, man. We knew he wasn't a good rebounder. We knew that he was streaky with his outside shooting. However, his post game has completely disappeared for the most part this season, and defensively he's been a non-factor. So two of his attributes have just went missing. Like somebody put out an APB for his shot blocking and his inside shot making, right? But it's been disappointing. All the veterans, ever since Lil Dang, even before him, Roy Hibbert, Mozgov, all these guys have been disappointing. Hopefully we change that in this free agency. Even if we miss out on star players, we want to keep our cap flexibility going into the next summer. And that way, potentially, we could even trade for a star, maybe. But we want to keep that cap flexibility as well as add good, like, cap filler type role players. But I want veterans that'll contribute, right? Guys that'll come in and fill a role on one-year deals. That's going to be hard to find, but however, Magic and Rob have proven the capability of doing that. So they have been able to ink players to one-year contracts that nobody thought were going to take a one-year deal. So we'll see. I like our chances of winning whenever you wear that jacket of yours. Thanks, man. Yeah, me too. Me too. And by the way, I threw it on tonight because I want us to get a little bit of momentum heading into All-Star break. So hopefully we get it. You know, hopefully it doesn't fail me tonight. So we'll see. Would you sign Melo and Jello? No. After what LeVar Ball has said, it would be a weak move for Magic Johnson to sign both of his sons, both of LeVar Ball's sons. It'll make it look like we're handing the reins over to LeVar Ball. So I feel like LeVar Ball, he is a smart businessman. However, I feel like he has shot himself in the foot by putting this type of pressure on the Lakers. Now, I'd be surprised if we gave one of them a chance, which might be the younger brother. But even then, that's a long shot. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, like I said, if LeVar thinks he's bigger than basketball, he's going to find himself in a dark place. Hopefully not. Hopefully he learns his lesson and humbles himself a little bit, but we'll see. Dan, do you think we'll see Thomas Bryant? Well, we saw him a little bit in garbage time, but so far Luke has not seemed inclined to give him major minutes and you know during crunch time. So I don't know. Who do you put on Towns? Combination of players. You gotta start off with, of course, I would put Brook Lopez to start off, even though you know he's slow-footed, but at least he has length on him. I would not put Julius because he's just gonna go over him all night. He's gonna outboard him and stuff. Karl Towns could hustle. He could spread you out from beyond the arc. Eventually, I would like to see Zoo. Depends on how the game's going. If he's sniping us from beyond the arc, then we need we're gonna need Julius to cover him out there. However, if he's going inside and just killing us down low, we're gonna have to throw bodies at him. And I suggest Zubats, Thomas Bryant, Brook Lopez, whoever's doing the best job, he should finish the game on him. But that's just me. Dan, I want to slap LeVar. He's like Kim Kardashian of basketball. Man, unfortunately, you know, he is bringing the wrong kind of attention. So, Dan, please take a look at this interview from yesterday from LeVar. Nah, I refuse to watch any more LeVar interviews. I'm not going to watch the whole mic lip syncing thing. I'm not going to support him anymore, period. That's the kind of attention he seeks, so I'm not going to give it to him. Once he goes against my Lakers, he crosses the line, period. I don't care who you are. I want to see Thomas Bryant on Towns. That would be good. A good test, but it's a hard test for a young rookie. But, hey, you never know. We might have to throw him out there. Dan, did you hate how Zoe responded to LeVar's comments? You know what? At this point, I'm over it. It is what it is. We'll see what happens in the future. It's too early to comment on that anyways. You know, we still have him for 4 years, so everything and anything can change from here to there, so we'll see. What's good, Dan? Let's get this win, brother. Let's get it, Brian. It's going to be a tough game, but I think we can pull it out, man. If we put our heads down and continue playing, you know, good basketball. That's what we got to do. Glad Ingram and Kuzma playing limited minutes tomorrow. Need to take out my lady tomorrow, to be honest. Yeah, man, do what you got to do. Family always comes first, no matter what. But At the end of the day, I was hoping Kuzma or Brandon Ingram got the MVP of that game, but it's irrelevant at this point. All that matters is them being healthy. So I understand Luke Walton trying to protect them because they are going to play back-to-backs coming off of tonight, and then a third game. With all these ACL injuries and stuff, you want to protect them. So that's all right. Let the trolls troll. Just ignore them, guys. They want attention. Let them troll. LeVar said he's better than MJ, Michael Jordan. Yeah, LeVar says a lot of things. Lakers have come in ready to play. Not like last game, give up 46 to 48 points. Definitely. If we come out like that, this game will be over in the first quarter. Just like that game. So, it is what it is. Like, at this point, I want the Lakers to lock in on defense. Whatever they do on offensive end, I mean, it's relevant, but to me, defense is a lot more relevant. So they have to continue. They are a top 15 defensive team this season, so they have to play like it. Dan, I don't think we'll get any stars because we don't have any star to entice them. Stars now don't want to carry a team. That's true. The new stars nowadays, they don't like carrying teams. But the thing is, I think Paul George has a golden opportunity to come home and be a hometown hero. If that's not enough to entice him, then so be it. He's going to rot in Oklahoma City. Let it be. That's what he wants. Cool. That's what Russell Westbrook wanted. Cool. Every man has their own decisions. We got to respect them. But, I mean, if I'm Paul George, I'm coming home, I'm coming home and I'm playing for my hometown fans, especially if you grew up a LA fan and playing in front of my family, for a great franchise with championship history, not like the Thunder. And, I mean, what is there not to love? I get it. Right now we're down, but if history repeats itself, that's going to come to an end real soon. Dan, is Brandon Ingram underappreciated? By some fans, but most knowledgeable fans know what Brandon Ingram can do. So I'd say depends on who you ask. Randall, Ingram, Kuz all scored good last game. Yeah, they played good, but we need defense. Why can't Luke admit his offense sucks but blames defense only? Well, I mean, we've been up in the 120s the last couple of games, so it's not that our offense sucks. Yeah, I get it. Half-court offense is not the greatest, but when we push the pace, we can run with anybody. So, I guess Luke Walton is a young coach as well, and he's made far too many mistakes for my liking this season. So, if he doesn't get the hang of this coaching thing, then he's going to be out by probably next season, the beginning, or maybe even free agency. If a free agent wants a different coach, that's something the Lakers have to consider. But at the end of the day, like I said, Luke Walton is Luke Walton. He's not my favorite coach at all. He's far from it. And I have not been a big fan of his rotations, his lack of ability to reward players that are playing the best. For example, Kuzma. And, his preference for veterans even when they play like trash. So that has been hard to watch. Lonzo raps like a robot. You know what? But that's the new style of rapping is repetitive. A lot of this trap music, not to sound like an old head because I like some of it, but a lot of this new style is just repetitive and he fits right in. I mean, he's doing his thing, so you can't even hate. He's dropping bars, so let him do his thing. However, I would like him to focus a little bit more on basketball, but hey, he's a grown man. He knows what he does. Dan, would you rather have DeAndre Jordan or Hassan Whiteside? Ooh, I think Hassan Whiteside. I think he shoots better free throws, if I'm not mistaken. And also, I don't know. I feel like Hassan Whiteside plays a little bit harder, personally. Need to have good rotations and communication on the floor. Team subs have to be on point for Luke. You're wearing your lucky jacket tonight. Bravo. Yes, sir. We're ready, Bailey. We're ready to get this victory. Going to, I want to go into All-Star weekend feeling good, excited for each upcoming event, not thinking about a loss. So it would be great. It would be great to be able to just, be happy this weekend. Because I don't know about you guys, but when the Lakers lose, man, it sours my day up, and sometimes even the next couple of days, depending on how soon they play. I'm happy they play again tonight, and hopefully they can redeem themselves because the last game was just flat out embarrassing. Who should have a big game tonight? Well, looking at the matchups, Karl Anthony Towns versus Julius Randle, that's a Kentucky matchup, so I expect both of those guys to go at each other's heads. Wiggins versus Brandon Ingram, that's going to be intriguing. However, Wiggins has been balling lately. I expect him to get the better of the matchup. I want Isaiah Thomas to have a bounce back offensive game here, because I feel like I don't know. He's a fiery dude, man. I feel like he can go off at any moment. So hopefully he has a 20+ point game tonight. And Kuzma is crucial for our bench. Whenever he starts balling out, I feel like we start coming back and we have a good chance of winning. So. I'm wearing my Lonzo jersey. That's what's up, man. Whiteside can shoot 15-footers and hit them. Yeah, he has a solid little inside mid-range game. So, yeah, like I said, Whiteside to me, preferable. But he's not a free agent, so. Dan, I was talking to a New York Knicks fan, and they even appreciated Zoe and the Lakers' potential. Yeah, man, I tell you, I love Knicks fans. A couple of my friends are New Yorkers. I talked to him. I met him over Xbox Live. So, well, we've been, probably since 2K8, we go back. Shout out to Lou and a couple of my friends there. Yeah, they're knowledgeable basketball fans. You got to respect it. Anytime you come across a fan base that knows their stuff, you got to respect it. The only fan base that kind of knows their stuff that I don't respect is the Boston Celtic fan base. Simply because I feel like no matter what, they're always going to hate on us. It's just and we're going to hate on them. But I still give respect to their front office and stuff. I just feel like we don't get the same kind of respect. So their fan base is kind of classless at times. Not everybody. I don't speak to every Boston Celtic fans. I'm sure there's some that might be classy. I don't know. I've never met them. So, but the ones that I've met, man, they talk out of the backside, and it's unfortunate because they have a winning franchise. Although most of their wins, most of their championships came in the 60s, 70s. So. It is what it is. Warriors have the worst fan base ever, and the Cowboys. A bunch of bandwagons, I agree. Warriors fans, man, where were they? Where were they up until they started winning championships? I don't know. Although I will say this, Oracle Arena was rocking when they had Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, Azubuike, all these good players. That was a fun team to watch. So they were rocking back then, but they're one of those fan bases that disappears, and I just don't like that. You look in the stands and you see like half-empty arenas. I don't blame them because their team sucks, but personally, you got to be loyal, man. Can't wait to hear Beat LA chants when we are back in the playoffs. Oh, yeah, you already know. Everybody's scared of us coming back. That's why the refs got to work overtime to keep us away from the playoffs because they're scared of us, man. Hey, chill on my Cowboys, LOL. And I'm not even one of those dudes that hate on the Cowboys like that. They were fun to watch the first year. They got Dak Prescott and their rookie running back Ezekiel Elliott. But I don't know. The Cowboys are very similar to the Yankees. They always have super teams and they never pull it off, man. That's the only thing I got to say about them. Dan, do you feel conspiracy against the Lakers by the refs this season? Too much unfavorable calls and missed calls at the worst time of games. You know what? I don't even think it's a conspiracy against the Lakers. What I think it's the fact that this is a star-driven league, and teams with superstars always get the calls, even ghost calls, as the case is a lot of the times with James Harden and players like that. So they get a lot of ghost calls. I'm sure other fan bases can say we used to get those when we had Kobe Bryant as well. However, Kobe Bryant was one of the hardest workers, and sometimes he would get hacked and still wouldn't get the calls. But I loved it because it would spark a fire within Kobe Bryant, and he would take over. But that's besides the point. My point is, if you don't have superstars on your team, you're probably not going to get a lot of calls. The Pelicans, they have Anthony Davis. They had DeMarcus when he was healthy. So they got a lot more calls than us last night. At least that's my theory. And that just means, it's my opinion. It's not based on a fact. But I think as long as you don't have superstars, you're going to get abused by the refs. And that has been the case all season long with the Lakers and with other fan bases that, have good young players, upcoming players, but yet they don't get the respects. Dude, Kuzma gets no love when he drives and gets no fouls called. Exactly. Neither does Brandon sometimes, and Lonzo sometimes. Depends on the players, like I said. Superstar phantom calls. Dan, I just left one of my favorite restaurants, King Taco. Do you eat it? I haven't had King Taco since I was a little kid. My mom took me there a long time ago, but it's been a while, honestly. Yeah, I haven't had King Taco, man. Laker fans crying when we don't get LeBron are clueless. I don't think anybody here in LA that's a Laker fan is gonna cry if we don't get LeBron. Matter of fact, I think there's like 75% of the fan base doesn't want LeBron to come here. Um, you know, I don't necessarily want LeBron, but I wouldn't be mad if we got him. I'm like open-minded at this point. We've been stinking up the place for too long that I'm open-minded. I don't care as long as we get better. Damn, love me some King Taco. Then I agree with the fan base comment. The last game against the Pelicans, the arena was not too full. Yeah, I mean, that's how you can tell who are the most loyal fan bases. I mean, if they're still in the playoff hunt, I mean, those arenas should be packed. They have an amazing superstar like Anthony Davis. That's why superstars leave sometimes. A lot of times you got to blame it on the fans. But it's like the Sacramento Kings. They weren't filling up the arena till that threat came of, of potentially moving the team. So that's when they started filling it up again. But, not to say they don't have loyal fans. It's just that I guess fan bases get tired of losing. And I don't blame them. But when you really see the loyalty is when loss after loss after loss comes along. And I guess other fan bases would say we're spoiled, so we don't know what we're talking about. But we've been losing for about 5 seasons, and we're still here. Even if, we'd hate it if we lost another 5. But even if we lost another 5 seasons, metaphorically speaking, we would still be here because we are bleeding purple and gold. And like I said, this team was integrated into me since I was a young, wee little lad, little boy. So I'm always going to be a Laker fan no matter what. Dan, do you think Thomas Bryant has the potential to be a star center in this league? I haven't seen enough from Thomas Bryant to even say what kind of player he's going to be. I got to see a lot more of him. Dan, are you going to hoop today or not? No, not today. I'm going to watch the game, and then I'm going to go to work right after. I'm going to go drive around and work. We need someone to cover the paint. Lopez is soft. I agree with that. Definitely. If we can... Look, if we miss on max free agents and we can have Nerlens Noel on a short-term deal, I'd bring him in just for rim protection type, player. But it's tough, man. There's not a lot of rim protectors in free agency. Would you risk signing Boogie if LeBron doesn't come? Again, it depends on the contract. If it's like a 2-year deal with a 1-year, the 3rd year a team option, then maybe. But I wouldn't give him a max contract at this point. Simply because, like I said many times, he's a half-year dude, and we don't know how he's going to recover and react to this injury. He could blow up and, pass 300 pounds. God forbid it, but could happen. Dan, Ingram's three-point shooting improved. Yeah, I'm excited for Ingram. Sky's the limit for that kid. Dan, do you think Jordan Clarkson returns back to the Lakers? I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know how that kid is thinking. I mean, I don't even think he knows at this point. It's too early. They're focused on their season right now. Do you think the league still needs Lonzo? Is Brandon better at point? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think the Lakers still need Lonzo? Yeah, I think we need Lonzo. Ingram is an okay point guard. That's not his natural position. I prefer him to be small forward, shooting guard, or small ball power forward, whatever. But I prefer him at a different position. Lonzo's a natural point guard. He rarely turns the ball over when he's healthy, and as we saw even in the last game, Ingram at times was dribbling and he got pickpocketed by Anthony Davis. Real point guard, they're not really going to get pickpocketed too often by big men. Although he has been doing a good job of, holding his own in Lonzo Ball's absence, yet he's not a real point guard. Let's be honest. Dan, what do you think of the Isaiah trade so far? I love it. I said regardless of whatever Isaiah Thomas and Channing Frye give us, this is a win for us. We cleared up cap space. We didn't give up any cornerstone players, and we got a draft pick. It's a win-win. Got to see the bigger picture. There's only 26 games left. Regardless of whatever happens then, it was a great trade for us. And yes, I do miss Larry Nance and Clarkson. It has nothing to do with them. It has more to do with, the hole that Mitch and Jim left us in, that Magic and Rob keep trying to dig us out of. And I feel like we finally turned the corner. And, we are going to lose a draft pick this season, but we're gaining one back because of this trade. You give B.I. no love. No, I give him heck of love. I mean, he's been playing phenomenal. There's nothing else I can say about Brandon Ingram. He handles the ball well. He can get to the rim, finish. He's been shooting, getting so much better. I mean, how much more love can I give the man? The man is balling. I mean, there's not much more I can say. He is part of the future. Dan, are you from LA? Yes, I am, Sonia. I feel like I've answered this, though. I feel like I've given you this answer many, many times. Maybe you're trolling me. I don't know. Do you think Lonzo is in trouble of being traded? You mean if I believe there's a possibility? There's always a possibility. As long as his dad continues to open his mouth, there's going to be a bigger possibility. The more that's said, the more damage is being done. However, it's going to be up to Magic. Magic can just put his foot down and say, hey, you know, I dare you to leave all this rookie money. You know, the NBA is formatted to the point where the CBA forces people to re-sign with their, at least as a rookie, you got to re-sign at least that first contract. So he's probably stuck with this for 7 years, regardless of whatever his pop says. Although they have been known to leave money on the table with the whole Nike deal, I don't think they're going to be that brave, you know, at least Lonzo. I don't think he's dumb enough to leave the Lakers, an up-and-coming franchise, by the way. But at that time, we might be competing for a championship as well. So anything can happen. So who knows? Dan, all of the big free agents in the past signed with contender teams. We are not contender team, Dan. Not all the free agents. Some free agents just cash in. Depends. Depends where their love is, you know. They might just want to cash in. They might want to come play for a great historic franchise. You know, they might want to take over a team. You never know. Dan, do you think we can get J.R. Smith? He's hooping with Cleveland right now, but I don't think I would want J.R. Smith. He reminds me a lot of Nick Young and that type of player. I don't think is good for the young core. We need veterans that are unselfish, help us win games, and lead by example. J.R. just wants to get his own. So I would hope not. Dan, Brandon Ingram is the best when he's at small forward and heavily involved with the offense and guarding the other team's best player. Yeah, and you know what? Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball play very well off of each other. They have great chemistry. When they're pushing the pace, they can make great passes. The ball's moving, it's flowing, and it's finding the hot hand. So I absolutely love the chemistry that Brandon Ingram and Lonzo have on the court together when they're out there. Dan, do you think BI needs to improve defensively? I think if he did that, he could really elevate his game. I mean, he already has improved defensively. He's using his length better to block shots, you know, get in the passing lanes, rebound. I absolutely love what the kid's doing. I can't really knock his game this season at all. Do you think Kobe will help Magic get elite players? Yes, I do. I think Kobe Bryant gives players advice behind the scenes. Laker players, I think he's working with a lot of the Laker players. I think there's stuff that isn't reported out there. I think he's working with Kuzma. The way Kuzma has developed, I've seen the footwork, I've seen the turnaround jump shot. He's got to be working with Kobe, or at least studying Kobe film. But I think it is an advantage to have him on our corner. Well-respected superstar, you know, legend, and he could sway people's opinions. I mean, Paul George is a big fan of Kobe. If Kobe hits him up free agency and tells him he should give Rob Pelinka, a great GM, and Magic Johnson, you know, a chance, and he should take over his franchise, I think Paul George will give him a listen. I'm not sure if that'll sway his opinion or not, but he respects Kobe enough to hear him out. And who knows? You just never know. It's always good to have a legend in your corner, though. Dan, is BI a mix of KD and Giannis? I see him more like a Giannis type, but he hasn't grown into his body yet. He's more of a slasher, mid-range type player. He doesn't have the three ball like Kevin Durant did coming out of the NBA. He is getting better at it. He's shooting like, I think, a career high 39%, which is, you know, real good. But I don't see him taking that shot consistently yet, like coming off the dribble and pulling it in people's face. And that's the type of player KD is. So right now, I'd lead more towards a poor man's Giannis than a KD type player for now. However, his ball handling abilities, ability to use his length to finish around the rim does remind me of both of those players. So when will Kuzma be a starter? Man, I would have been started him. He's been balling out. But I understand kind of what Luke Walton is doing here. He wants some energy off the bench. So Kuzma comes in right away and he's instant offense. Instantly. PG got a way better jump shot. PG is a two-way player, man. And he would be a fine addition. Taking the spot of KCP, he would just be... the difference would be night and day. Dan, what is the update about Lonzo? When is he playing? He should play the first game after the All-Star break. He should be ready based on the reports. Well, we'll see. BI is better than a poor man's anything? It's not an insult, man. It's actually a compliment. We can't put him at that level yet, right? His body hasn't came into his own, Addison. So you can't really say Brandon Ingram is a Kevin Durant or a Giannis, because those players are dominating the league Right now, Brandon Ingram is barely learning how to take leadership this season, so he's still in phase 2. All right. Next comes phase 3, and that's taking over the team, leading every single night, and just showing up consistently. That's phase 3. He hasn't done that yet. He's still inconsistent here and there. He's showing the promise of potential, but we can't hand him the torch yet because he's not ready for it. I mean, he might pull up and grab it any day, but he's turning a corner for sure. I'll say that about him, and you got to be happy for him. But we can't overpraise him neither, I'm not saying that, but poor man's, come on, dude. Yeah, no, poor man is a good example. It just means that he's a simplified version of or he resembles that player in some way. It's not an insult, man. You guys are man, this new generation, man, we can't be that sensitive, guys. Don't take my words and twist them and put them in a negative way. I'm complimenting the kid. I don't know what else you want from me, man. Who do you think is better, B.I. or Kuzma? I mean, Kuzma offensively is more seasoned right now, but then again, Brandon Ingram is younger and has a lot more potential. They're hand in hand right now. I don't want to put one above the other one. My personal favorite offensively, with the mindset and everything, he never shies away, is Kuzma. Even when he's off, that kid is not afraid. Brandon Ingram, when he's off, I notice he has more of a Lamar Odom type mindset where he goes away from the offensive game, which is okay because he's trying to give the team what they need, right? You don't want a bunch of shot jackers all the time. But Kuzma's fearless. Kuzma is fearless. So that's the reason he's my favorite Laker this season. He's just I think he's captivated the minds and hearts of every Laker fan, especially after beating that Boston Celtic team. What he did that night, I won't forget it. I don't remember when was the last time a rookie did that, So that kid is going to be impressive. He's only 22 years old. He continues to get comfortable. He's going to take over, man. Will firing Luke help get our hands on LeBron or Paul? I have no idea. I don't know how the league views Luke Walton. I can be, talking down about him, and then the league sees him in a different aspect. I don't know. I see you got your jacket on. Yeah, man, I'm trying to get a victory, my man. I'm trying to get a victory. Ingram is more of a second option than a first. For now, but remember, he's still very raw. He could eventually develop and become that first option. I'm not saying that's impossible. Giannis didn't come in taking the league by storm neither. It takes them some time to adapt to the league, to get their confidence up, to grow into their man body. When Brandon Ingram puts on his man body, I don't know how that's going to look. It could be very similar to Kevin Durant, or it could be more like Giannis. We don't know. He could all of a sudden come into camp looking super buff and ripped like Julius did this season, or like Clarkson did one year, after his rookie season. So anything's possible, but the sky's the limit right now for the kids. They have shown mind-blowing potential, and we are one of the top upcoming young teams in this league. Dan, where do you work at? I work at DoorDash. I deliver food, so yeah. We need a win bad. Yeah, man, we could desperately use a win. That would be great. Dan, did you see Kobe's new video? It's about him guarding and studying MJ in his first All-Star game in case they met in the finals and challenged the modern stars to be competitive in the All-Star game. I didn't see it, but man, I think I would love it. I love anything that has to do with Kobe, man. And yeah, that sounds interesting. I'll definitely check it out. I didn't even know that was out there. Hey Dan, no homo, but B.I. will never have the body as Giannis, and that's what makes him so great. Okay, I'm not sure where you're coming off with this conclusion. Have you seen Brandon Ingram's dad? He's not the skinniest dude in the world, so he still has a child's body, and he's gonna grow into his body. So I wouldn't worry about that right now. You never know. He could come in like Giannis wasn't Giannis when he came into the league. They did call him the Greek freak. He was athletic, but he wasn't as huge as he is now. Neither was LeBron. So you just never know what kind of a project player they're going to turn out to be. I mean, perfect example is Andrew Bynum. When he came in, he was a little twig. Man, one summer he just came in and he was built, man. His shoulder blades looked like melons, man. Them things were popping out. So it is possible, man. I'm telling you, with the right kind of training, once his metabolism starts slowing down and he starts eating. So he gets some beef in there with the right workouts, he could be a monster, man. I'm telling you. He already gets to the rim at will, and he finishes over stronger opponents. Imagine what he would look like if he comes anywhere close to Giannis. That would be insane. Heard Magic chewed out LeVar over the phone recently. Haven't heard nothing about it, man. Haven't really paid attention, but that would be great. He deserves it. I never streamed the game, Rod. Sorry, man. Wrong channel, brother. Dwight Howard's rookie year 2. Yeah, again, Dwight Howard is not an example I'm ever gonna use, man. That guy's he's just heartless. He has no heart. Hey, Dan, do you got the ZL2 shoes? No, and I don't plan on buying them anymore. Rookie Giannis looked like current Ingram. If Ingram really works hard, he can get a body like Giannis. Exactly. We don't know, how his genes are looking. I mean, last I checked, we're not doctors, so we'll see. Dan, I seen Ingram's dad download Ingram. Dude is a stocky and bulky. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Look at his dad. Dude is big. So it's only a matter of time before Ingram starts gaining some weight, in my opinion. Who do you want the Lakers to sign for max next year? Paul George. Paul George is my primary target. He's a two-way player. He's been playing probably some of the best perimeter defense in the league. And his offensive game is second to none. So I would love Paul George. And if we get anything else, that would be a bonus. But Paul George would be my primary target. And to me, he's the most realistic target. He's been given mixed signals, and I think his heart is still in L.A. I think he's been quoted saying he loves our young core and he sees a bright future for them. And, Magic Johnson and him have a great relationship. So I think it's all getting set up for Paul George to come to L.A. Do you think the Lakers could keep Lopez if we land George? I hope not. I don't want Lopez back, not even for free, man. Not even if Lopez pays us a salary. Nah, they can. He's too soft, man. I don't even want him off the bench, honestly. We were doing so much better. I hate to say this, but when he got injured, we were doing so much better. So I can't wait till he's off the roster. Who do you like for center, Dan? Like I said, if we're able to get Paul George, or even if we miss on free agents, I would throw out a one-year deal to like Nerlens Noel, just to give him some. I would love a defensive protector, but Whiteside's not a free agent, and DeAndre I'm just not sold on, unless he wants 18 to 20 mil a season, which I doubt. So it's tough, man. This is one of those years when there's not a lot of rim protection. I like Noel for rim protection purposes only. However, he gives you not much offensively. Ideally, it would have been, bless you, baby. It would have been ideal to sign DeMarcus Cousins, even though he's not the best of rim protectors, but he holds his own at center. That would have been amazing. But he went down with injury, and I'm not sold on him anymore. So at this point, I don't know. Clint Capella would be decent if we get him at the right price. I would not pay anywhere near the max for Clint. Do you really think PG would turn down $40 million for Lakers? I mean, he can get all that back in endorsement deals. He can make that back with that reward contract that the Lakers always tend to give off at end of players' careers. So there's always deals they can make behind the scenes and stuff. If I'm him, he loses probably more money staying in Oklahoma City in the long run than coming to the Lakers. Plus, their GM is not known for going over the salary to build championship teams. So I would leave if I was Paul George, honestly. It's fool's gold. They're never going to win a championship there. Russell Westbrook, Paul George is not enough to win a championship. They need a third star. Carmelo Anthony's not that guy. And their cap situation is not that great neither. So this is as good as the Thunder are probably going to be. And that's like, what, mid, 5th, 6th seed, first or second round exit. Dan, have you been working out? I've been running on a treadmill. I've been going to the park balling. Last Sunday I played a full court game, got the victory, so I'm glad to report that. I've been getting more in shape for sure. Not where I want to be, nowhere near it yet, but I will be back. I'll be back. I hit you with that. I had to hit with Arnold Schwarzenegger, guys. California has bad taxes, so he ain't coming. Please, man, that's chump change to them. All this tax stuff, they get that in their shoe deal. They got it covered with commercials. Do you imagine how much more of a star Paul George would be if he can lead this franchise back to the promised land? Taxes ain't on his mind. But, Laker haters can believe whatever they want. If they want to believe that Paul George has no shot of coming here, then go for it. Whatever helps you sleep at night, guys. It's probably a bunch of Thunder fans believing that for the most part, but I think it's a 60-40 chance he comes. 60-40, unless they make an unprecedented run to the Western Conference Finals, I doubt he comes. Dan, do you still rap? Of course. I got some more heat coming for you guys. I'll be dropping a couple of tracks pretty soon. Except I've been working, so I haven't had time, but I got to do it. And then yesterday, it was Valentine's Day with my baby. So I got to make time for you guys, though. I'll be dropping a track soon. Boston and OKC fans here shaking my head. Hey, let them stay. If they want to stay for the show, maybe they're trying to jump ship. Maybe they want to come over here and be Laker fans in the future. They're already preparing for their demise. So, you know what? Welcome. Welcome aboard. Funny that players make 10 times more money endorsements than contracts. Look at MJ. Exactly. Then I heard OKC is not looking to keep PG long term. I don't believe in these rumors. Of course they want to keep Paul George. If they want to keep Russell Westbrook long term, they're going to want to keep Paul George. So they're just probably hoping that Carmelo opts out. But other than that, we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers sign Ron Artest this offseason. Now, I would be very surprised. I think his career is over. Did you listen to Lonzo's mixtape? Not yet, but I'm going to get to it. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. We got about 9 more minutes till the game. I'm going to get over there and get set up on my couch, get the snacks ready, all that good stuff. I'll catch you guys at the post-game, though, man. Keep it locked. You guys already know. If you haven't already, please leave a comment, like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys, man. Peace.